So, I know I told you I've been interviewing former Italian organized crime figures, gangsters, for a potential book concept I'm working on. Did you ever have any dealings back then with any of that?
Yes, I did. I dealt with, like Arena was Columbos. I dealt with a couple of Columbos, and I dealt with, I had a fight with fucking one of John Jr.'s body guys. But I got a hole in my side. It's a long story, but yes, I did deal with them. Junior was taxing $500 a week to each corner.
In the 75th Precinct, was that kind of like the area that like your Nicky Barnes types and Frank Lucases were operated in at one point?
They were Harlem guys.
Okay.
But they could have had tentacles that reached out.
Right.
They were heroin. They were mostly heroin. So.
Yeah.
And we had large heroin distribution sections by us as well. But where their heroin came from was not as organized as it was under the Nicky Barnes crews. It wasn't that organized.
Right. Yeah. They were basically the Black Mafia. Basically. Yeah. For sure. Someone said that you knew King Tut.
Yeah, I knew Tut.
Yeah. So did you know him on the street, or was that after the fact?
On the street.
Interesting.
Yeah.
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 And you said Bo Dietl worked in the 75th Precinct?
Yeah, Bo Dietl.
Interesting. So was he in the 75th when you worked there?
Yeah.
Well, what was he, just like a?
Yeah, he was a loose cannon. No one liked him.
Right. Well, he obviously is a.
He's a self-aggrandizing, pompous ass.
He's an opportunist.
Yeah, self-aggrandizing, pompous ass. Successful.
A highly decorated.
Okay,
police
you can
official.
Say that.
Well, I mean, because he got invited to the White House to hang out with Reagan, and he's sitting there.
Yeah, because he saved the nun's life as a rapist. He caught the rapist that raped the Central Park nun in Central Park. That's why. That's why.
Interesting. Right.
And I stole money from one of his perpetrators.
Interesting. Did you?
Yeah, about $2,800. Dragged the guy in with the gun. I went and stole the guy's money.
Whatever. He didn't do it, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, I needed it.
Right. I needed it. Did you know Stephen Caracappa or Louis Eppolito?
No, I didn't know him, but my cousin worked with them.
Really? So he was in NYPD too. Your cousin was?
Yeah. Several family members.
What area were they in?
They were in Brooklyn and Queens.
Yeah. Okay. No, I just kind of look at that because these two guys were hitmen basically.
Yeah. I mean, listen, but the thing was, I was celebrated. They weren't. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I was regaled in the newspapers ongoingly for 2 years, and they did a commission based on me. They were doing hits for the mob.
Right. I mean, massive.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I mean, and we actually had one of the bodies in the 7-5, at least one of them. That right on the Bell Parkway. Yeah.
Right. Which was probably Eddie Leno. I think it was Eddie Leno. I think it was. From my understanding, Anthony Casso.
Gas pipe.
Yeah, was trying to.
I was in jail with gas pipe.
Obviously, he was trying to get the Gotti. Eddie Leno was one of his guys. He couldn't get to Eddie Leno, and so he used those cops to pull the guy over. Like, I'm getting a speeding ticket.
Right.
And they walked up and killed him.
Yeah.
How were you treated in prison as being a former law enforcement? Did people?
Most people just stayed away from me.
Did they think like, I don't know if I can trust this dude?
They thought I was a cop still. I was always looked at as a cop still.
Right.
So those people that were favorably given to police officers outside of prison still came over to me to hang around with the cop.
Right.
But didn't always bode well for them because no one wanted to talk to them then because they were talking to a cop.
Right.
I was always still a cop.
Right.
No matter what. But people after a while, they learned who I was. They learned more about me rather than just your
situation.
They learned my specifics as time went by, and guys would come up to me on the sneak and say, "I really want to talk to you, but I can't. I'm sorry. You're really a man. I'm not. You walk this yard by yourself. I thought I was a gangster, a killer. I'm here. You walk the track like it don't fucking matter." I look at the guy. But guys would come to me like that. There's many incidents like that took place. But
how did the prison guards treat you? Were they extra dicks to you?
No, the line prison guards were very nice to me.
Right.
But the supervisors were like shitty to me.
Right.
How could you do this?
Right, you're a disgrace.
You're a disgrace.
Right.
You don't deserve any. Just treat me like a regular piece of shit, I would tell them. Just treat me like one of your regular pieces of shit.
Right.
You're being harder on me.
I don't have a badge anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
I know I fucked up. That's why I got the 14-year sentence.
Right.
Okay? you're not my judge. I'm here to do my time. You judge how I do my time.
Right, but be fair with me.
Just treat me like the regular piece of shit in here, please.
Right, right.
And I was supposed to go to camp. They wouldn't send me to camp. I saved 2 people's lives in prison. One guy was hanging above my cell on a buffer cord wire.
Like trying to hang himself?
Hang himself for myself. Another guy, he blew out, an older man blew out a varicose vein in his leg, and I put pressure on him and ran him against the guards were trying to stop me. I'm running him to the fucking hospital. The holes in his leg. Where you going? I'm running to the hospital. It's count time. I said, I don't give a fuck.
Right, to bleed out.
Lock me up. This guy's gonna bleed out.
You're right.
Yeah. So I'm running down the fucking compound, got a wheelchair with this guy in it, and they're trying to stop me. I said, open the fucking gate. The guy opened the gate.
Wow. That's interesting. So,
yeah. We're still human beings.
Right.
Right. We all fuck up. It's a matter of what happens to us when we fuck up, and what do? We never stop being who we really are.
Right. Of course.
Guys hurt. You respond just like any good, meaning citizen would respond to do the best they can to try to help a human being. Well, I have to have a little bit of training.
Right.
And knowledge about what we need to do at this point.
Right.
So I did what I could. I took a rope over someone's neck, the buffer cord, and saved the guy with the varicose veins. And a lot of guys would come to me on the slide. Mike, what do you think of this? They asked for some legal advice. I don't know much. I mean, I wasn't a lawyer. I was a cop.
Right.
But I had a little better understanding than the next guy.
Right.
Unless they were professional inmates, which they know everything.
Right. Well, they're basically an attorney. They are. They study law books.
They fight their case all their lives, so they know.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you this question, basically for any law enforcement agencies who may listen into this, what would you be able to bring to the table, in an advisory role,
right?
Or a guest speaking role too? Because I know you've done some of that.
I've done some of it, and so part of what I like to bring to the table is so this is how I sell it. During your training, people are bored when internal affairs comes in because it's not a very exciting topic.
Right.
But when you bring me in, you get a real live wire who's been there, did that, listened to the...
You're a living example.
Yeah, a living example. Did the training, fell asleep during the training, was told that the training was a pile of shit, just learn how to cover your ass, and the end result was I did what I did.
Right.
But I try to tell organizations today, one bad police misconduct case in your jurisdiction can cost you $100 million in damages, whether it be lawsuits, whether it be community relations, whether it be potential releases from prison. So if you bring a guy in who's been there, done that, and if I change that one guy in that audience that's thinking, he's slick, he can get away with it. You ain't that much slicker than me. You may be slick. You ain't that much slicker than me. I was under the radar. I did this for 7 years.
Right.
Okay? And they even knew then, and they couldn't get me. And they knew it, they couldn't get me.
Right. Well, and not only that, it wasn't, a lot of people, in this environment, it's hard for you to have a corrupt crew of other law enforcement officers around you. So at best, it might be you, maybe, if you're lucky, your partner.
Right.
And it's a different time frame.
It's a different time era. There's no question about it. However,
surveillance is different.
Yes, surveillance. But still, if that's that one guy, you don't need 10. You need one guy to make that mistake, and then it's all over the news. It's he's the lead for a week. He takes away the attention from all the corrupt politicians.
Right.
Because oh my God, the face of evil is this young, dumb cop who wanted to make some extra money because he couldn't pay his bills.
Right.
Or he's just a bad guy. Right. He's a bad seed.
Right. But I mean, at the end of the day, you didn't join the NYPD to be a corrupt cop.
Of course not.
So
I joined the NYPD. It was the worst and the happiest day of my life. Worst because I knew that I was going to be pigeonholed in that career.
Right.
But it was exciting.
Right.
It was exciting. I was excited to do it.
Right.
So yeah, I have good intentions.
Right now, you the cigars that you're doing.
Right.
Is that with Adam? Is that something you're doing with Adam Diaz?
So I'm promoting them essentially for Adam.
Okay.
Because when the 7.5 documentary now turns into a feature film, I think it'll be a nice commercial venture.
Right.
So that's why I'm continuing on with it right now, because really not making any money doing it right now, but it's a talked about item.
Right.
So if it's talked about, and you're having a hard time getting it, you'll be willing to if you see it, pay for it and
Right.
run it. Once Sony does the movie, they'll make the announcement. I'm sure.
But it's somebody that's at least there's a name attached
There's a name
to it.
attached
Okay,
for that, and they're attaching a writer's name as we speak as well. So, and hopefully that writer will work with me and we'll get the story moving forward instead of, because it's been 3 years now.
Right.
And 2 writers have come and gone at least, and 1 director has gone already.
Well, yeah, hopefully it is a situation where it's like, you know, the Henry Hill situation with Goodfellas, where they will actually sit down and try to get this thing as right as they can.
Right. You know, it's going to be the talk of the town for at least 3 to 4 months. You know how a movie.
Absolutely, and maybe longer. I mean, it could be. I mean,
it's going to be epic. Like
people still talk about Goodfellas.
It's going to be like Goodfellas.
Right.
I think everybody's already equated that.
Right.
This is going to be a Goodfellas. So it's going to be that kind of epic. So hopefully, because it's hard for us to get no one wants to hire a dirty ex-cop. Believe me, I went for many a job. Well, because it's very limiting, your employment ability, we're trying to commercialize some of it, which people look at in a disparaging way, but the reality is, I'm just trying to survive. I had nothing, and the reasons are because I lost 23 years of my life.
Absolutely.
So that's a huge potential earning point of your life is those, you know, between 25 and 40.
Right.
You know, those are the years I've essentially threw away.
Right.
For this whole game.
Well, all I can say is hopefully, you know, I mean, I want to see the film, so hopefully the film comes through, and hopefully they'll hire you as an advisor to the film, because it would make it a better film.
Oh, yeah.
And you could be hands-on, and then you can make revenue off of working,
right,
and then revenue on the back end, you know, too.
Right,
so.
Which is what I'm hoping happens.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I still own my book rights. I'm looking for someone who can get it.
Right.
Someone who can get it. Someone who can just take my words and write it.
There are a lot of very talented crime writers, and sometimes having the right writer on the project brings its own marquee value.
Right,
to it,
right.
You know, because writers have their own following.
Their own following.
Right.
Correct.
You know, and that's what I tell John Alight. You know, I'm like, you know, there's a lot of animosity with the Gaudis, and they're protecting a brand image and name.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, John did get George Anastasia and a major publishing house to do his book, and Gotti Jr. self-published a book that has no distribution. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
That kind of says everything.
Right, yeah.
You know, so anyway, all right, brother. It's been awesome.